I don't really like a ton of heavyweight fights, but when I get some legends out there, this is awesome. Like, if you don't think Fabricio Werdum's a legend, there's something wrong with you. That guy's gone everywhere, done something, beat everyone.
He probably has one of the best heavyweight records of all time in terms of who he's fought and beat.
If you realistically want to have an honest conversation about who the GOAT is,
yeah,
he has the best argument for being the GOAT.
Yeah, he's right up there.
He has the best argument for being the GOAT at heavyweight. So that's Fabricio Werdum. The problem is he's running into Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson.
Mm-hmm.
So this right here is a former world title challenger. I felt like he beat John Jones in their first fight.
Yep.
For the people who don't know a lot about them, we'll just kind of break down the stats. They're more popular fighters. They've been around for a long time. But let's get the information out there. So this fight's at heavyweight. This is important to note. Alexander Gustafsson's coming up to heavyweight for his debut.
After retirement, because he did retire for a little while there.
He did
now
retire.
He's making his UFC heavyweight debut.
For me, I'm always more of a fan of seeing guys move up.
Yeah, why not?
You see me talk about it on the show. I think that moving up is a better sign for your career than trying to move down. So him going up in weight, it actually has me excited. I'm excited to see him be able to pack a little bit more behind that punch. I'm excited to see him not have to dehydrate himself and be able to just walk out to the scale, no problem, be full fresh the next day he goes out there to fight, and see what he can do with his body at 100% without being dehydrated or anything at all. They're both on 2-fight losing streaks, though. So they both really need a win. A win for Fabricio Werdum puts him back up there in that top 10 again. A win for Alexander Gustafsson automatically throws him in that top 10, I believe. What do you think?
So for me, I think, if Gus pulls a win out over Werdum, he's got to, just based off his name alone and what he's done in light heavyweight and who he's fought, with Dan Cormier, Anthony Johnson, who also competed at heavyweight, John Jones, all those guys.
Isn't it crazy, though, that Gustafsson has the 1-inch height advantage?
A little bit.
He's 6'5", and Werdum is 6'4".
He was tall, and John Jones, though, is 6'4".
Yeah.
And, like, John Jones, I think the issue that John Jones ran into in that fight when they fought the first time, a lot of people try to blame it on his toe, and his toe was healing because he tore his toe in that Chael Sonnen fight. Right before that.
But it was a dislocation, so it's not that bad of an injury.
What I don't even think that really played an impact in this fight. It was healed.
Yeah.
Okay? I think what John ran into for the first time was somebody who matched up with him equally in size and athleticism. And Gus actually took John down, and I don't think John was ready for that. No. So I think that's what threw him off. As you saw later in the fight, though, John kind of found his groove.
Well, John talked about how he was living that party lifestyle and wasn't training a lot, so there's also that potential thing there. But that could also be an excuse, right? Everybody can make excuses about whatever they want.
Anything after the fight.
Yeah,
so, I mean...
So, if you look recently...
He shut the doubts down in the second fight, though. So.
Alexander... Yeah, that's true. Alexander Volkov beat...
that was 2018.
Fabricio Werdum in 2018. He beat him by TKO in round 4.
And then after that, did Werdum... When did he... Because he came back, this most recent one, because he was out for about a year and a half. Was that a steroid suspension? Because I know he got suspended. I don't remember if it was for steroids, but I'm pretty sure
it was probably.
I think he popped something with USADA. Let me find out real quick.
Yeah, he was. His other loss though comes to Alexei Oleinik.
Okay, yeah.
So he lost to Alexei Oleinik. It was a split decision. It was a close fight.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he was out of it. He does have that win over Marcin Tybura, who's looked great. And then his other most recent win is Walt Harris. He submitted him by armbar in the first round actually. So he's still a dangerous threat everywhere.
Yeah. So he did get suspended in 2018. For failing a steroid test by USADA. Tested positive for trenbolone and its metabolite epitrenbolone. So I don't even know if I said those right. They sound right.
Yeah, it sounds like a steroid to me.
But yeah, so he did come out from that. He tried calling it a misunderstanding, but
well, I'm sure there was a misunderstanding.
Anyway, to get back into it, so Werdum did come off of a steroid suspension for that last one.
Yep.
And he's a BJJ guy. He likes it on the ground. His stand-up looked better later on in his career, too. He was another one of those guys whose stand-up actually looked better. When it comes to Gus, though, he is a stand-up fighter. Like, that's his style. He likes to box, get in and out, real light on his feet. I'm interested to see how he does without having to cut weight. Yep. I'm interested to see how much power he has. Because, I mean, when you watch that fight against Glover Teixeira,
Yeah.
That one kind of dragged on a little bit into the later rounds, but Gus just beat the hell out of him.
Yep.
And I think he landed like 3 or 4 uppercuts, just boom, boom, boom.
Gus has some of the most fun, crisp, clean striking to watch.
Yeah.
And the guy's like a giant. So it's crazy to watch what he does and how well he moves. And like we talked about earlier, in this fight card, there's a lot of guys that are fighting at heavyweight that move really well. So I'm really excited about this whole crop of guys that they're bringing into the UFC right now to fill out that heavyweight division. For me, the heavyweight division sucked. I haven't been a big fan of it.
Looks like it's moving on, man.
But with the fighters that they're bringing in, man, it could be turning
Surreal
back
Gone.
around.
Keep an eye on that guy.
Yeah, he's a monster. For this fight, though, I'm actually going to end up going with Alexander Gustafsson.
Okay.
I think that Alexander Gustafsson has too good of striking. He showed that he's very hard to take down. I think he's gonna end up going to a decision with him.
You got a decision?
Yep.
All right. So, with Werdum's becoming an old man and all, 41. One fight, I think. When was his last fight?
His last fight was...
Was that a year ago?
No. Werdum? No, he just fought. May 2020.
Okay.
So he just fought, and
Gus
he lost.
Is a year ago.
He lost by split decision. This was on the Ferguson Gaethje card.
Yeah, that's right.
He lost to Olenek by split decision.
And Olenek's
still
good,
a good fight.
And Olenek's real good.
Olenek's real good.
For me, I've got Gus winning, but I think his boxing is just too good.
Yes.
I don't know that Werdum's going to be able to get it down. I don't think Werdum's really going to catch him. He's not one of those guys like an Anthony Johnson that's just going to fucking hit you and knock you out like he did with Gus.
Yep.
I don't. But Gus did get tapped out by Anthony Smith.
Yes, he did.
So there's
but
that
Anthony
one.
Smith also fought for a world title himself.
Anthony Smith was another title contender.
he did pretty good. He did a lot better than people thought he was going to do. A lot better.
Fight probably could have been stopped there.
Well,
pretty early. He was taking some punishment in that one.
Yeah, he didn't do too bad though. He put up a good fight.
But I've got Gus knockout round 2.
Knockout round 2.
Knockout round 2, baby. I think he's making his heavyweight debut with a bang.
I think he comes in, he puts on fireworks. I just don't know that he can knock Werdum out. A lot of people have had troubles knocking Werdum out.
Yeah,
but he has been knocked out before.
He has.
But people have had a hard time with it.
Been knocked out 3 times, never been tapped out.
Yeah. And how many fights has he got? 32 fights, and he's been knocked out twice.
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, 9 losses, 6 decisions, and 3 knockouts.
Yep. That's kind of where I'm going with that decision. Plus, he's older.